This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster My Podcast.
And these are the Gof'nn Hupadagh Shub-Niggurath.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Yes. Tiny satyrs.
Yes. So these are servants of Shub-Niggurath. And I love how they are made because an avatar of old Shubby himself, the black goat, will eat them and then birth them out of their body. Born is in quotes.
Yeah,
So-
I love that.
So I just picture
They're
them.
born out of their body.
I picture it basically being like Jim Carrey squeezing out of that rhino in Ace Ventura 2.
That's probably what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're mutated to varying degrees, either from human to satyr.
Yes.
And this is a little preview for when we get to the God chapter, but Shub-Niggurath has to choose one of its two avatar forms, the Keeper of the Moon Lens or He Who Walks Behind the Rose.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, He Who Walks Behind the Rose is extremely good. Like, it's a shame that Children of the Corn, that movie, like, is not as good as it should be.
Right.
But the parts where it's good are, like, very good.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of something being in the corn is just really, really elementally awesome.
Why is that so powerful? Because there's also that Twilight Zone episode where they get wished into the cornfield.
Yeah.
There's just
I know.
something-
I when I grew up when I lived in a trailer park when I was a kid, it was right next to a cornfield. We used to play in it all the time.
Oh yeah, that's what you would do. Like,
And it was scary. It was also a thing where I'd look out at it at night and just your imagination would go crazy.
yeah, well, I mean, so if there are big cornfields, but the idea of when you ran into a cornfield and got stuck between the rows, not stuck, but there was definitely a chance that you would lose your sense of direction and not know which way to go.
Yeah, it felt like infinite in directions around you, like being stuck in the middle of an ocean.
Yes, it'd be like being in that dead orchard where Johnny Cage fights Scorpion.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be in there.
No.
So these things, this is why there are legends of goblins, it says.
Yes.
Is because of these weird satyr things. And I was like, dog, there's already satyrs. Why can't this be why there are legends of satyrs?
Yes.
They don't look like goblins. They have horns and hoofed feet and stuff.
They're not tinkers at all. What are you doing? A bunch of them get together and make some sacrifices, and they invoke something called the Scarlet Circle, which is just a way to open up a gate.
Yeah, it's really cool, though, because you bleed out the sacrifice, and then it forms a circle. I just imagine the blood soaking in the ground and then it's stopping in a perfect circle.
I love that so much.
It's a really great image.
Yeah.
When the legends of these things, too, though, before we move on from that, they're called goblins, where it says, there are countless stories of goblins living in haunted forests, stealing children, raiding hapless travelers, and cooking poisonous or magical food that they try to sell to unwary humans.
Yay!
Yeah, I just here's some food. Feel like taking a chance? This is either magical or poisonous.
I love the idea. Okay, Adventure Hook. You are a bunch of investigators, and guess who calls you up? Oh, it's Teddy Roosevelt. He says, "We gotta get, we gotta set up an FDA."
Yeah, we have to set up the FDA.
Yeah.
We have to set up an FDA. I'm Teddy Roosevelt. We have to set up an FDA.
Because his son was poisoned by one of these things. He ate a poison ration in the Spanish American War.
I like how they try to sell you food that's either magical or poisonous, which means they basically invented shrimp.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/duckfeed.tv.